Sinaktan umano si Michelle D. ng driver ng kanyang kaibigang si Rian Ramos, matapos magbanta si Michelle na ire-report ito sa pulis, dahil sa pagnanakaw. Inilahad ito ng beauty queen sa blotter report niya, sa Barangay Urdaneta, Makati, noon pang January 19. Ikinwento umano ng desk officer, na nakita niyang may mga pasa sa kamay si Michelle D, kaya inabisuhan siyang magpa-medical exam. Nagtangka umanong tumakas ang driver mula sa 39th floor, at bumaba gamit ang gondola rope, at dumaan sa isa pang unit. Nagsampa ang driver sa NBI nitong January 29 ng hiwalay na reklamo, ng pambubugbog at pagdetine laban kina Michelle D. at Rian Ramos, at isa pang kaibigan nilang beauty queen. Dito niya sinabi, na inakusahan siya ng pagnanakaw, ng mga sensitibong larawan ng aktres. Nagpaplanong sumagot ng kasong libel at perjury ang kampo ni D. at Ramos. Giit ng abogado nila, hindi tugma ang sinabi ng driver sa kanyang natamong sugat.
Unahin po namin update status ng reklamo ni alias Totoy against Rian Ramos, Michelle D. at Samantha.
Okay, there was an exhaustive interview and sworn statement taking conducted by our agents. And after that, nakipag-coordinate din po kami sa aming medical legal division for the conduct of a medical physical examination on the complainant para malaman if the injuries sustained actually matches with that which was declared in the sworn statement. Today, our agents went out to validate the statements, coordinated with the condominium officers in order to secure CCTV. We will also be going to the telcos to secure any evidence of the communication, etc. And magkakaroon din ng coordination with the local police. So basically is validation and fact-finding muna.
So iimbitahan ba natin sila, yung mga nirereklamo, yung tatlong nirereklamo?
Okay, ano yan eh. Ang proseso kasi ng NBI, the moment a subpoena is sent to a person being complained or a respondent of a particular case, is that we would like the confrontation to be done at a time na meron ng ebidensya. Kasi the reason for the subpoena is for them to be notified of the nature of the investigation being conducted by the NBI and the type of evidence collected. So yun yung unang-una. Pangalawa, for them to be given the chance to explain their side. Kasi karapatan din naman nilang magbigay ng kanilang paliwanag dun sa reklamong ibinigay sa kanila. So yung subpoena may come on a later date. Malamang, ganun po. That's hypothetical. Nangyayari po yan in practically all kinds of investigation.
Doon sa kahapon, we saw yung kausap niyo po yung victim, ano po ang assessment niyo sa kanya, lalo na sa pagsasabi ng totoo, o di ba credibility ang sinecheck po ninyo? Okay,
sa amin naman kasi, because we are evidence-based, hindi naman nangangahulugan na kapag nagpunta sa atin ng complainant, pinapaniwalaan natin eh. Ito po ay standard regardless kung sino po ang magpa-file ng complaint o hindi at kung sino o popular man o hindi yung taong nirereklamo. So, it's a standard process that we do. We have to check the credibility and the truthfulness of the statements being offered by the victim or the complainants. And how do we do that? We have to take field works in order to verify kung saan nangyari, interviewin ng mga witnesses, manghingi ng mga records ng CCTV, whatsoever. So, yan po, hindi namin masabi kung credible or what. What we are actually doing is validation and fact-finding.
Okay. Para malinaw, sir, sa mga hindi nakakaintindi sa procedure upon na complaint, ano na po mangyayari?
Okay, when somebody files a complaint, it's up to the director or the assistant director for investigation kung sinong division ang ma-assign to handle it. Yan ang ginagawa dyan. So, it was actually assigned to our homicide division. The homicide division took the sworn statement. Pero bago gawin yung sworn statement, in-interview yan comprehensively. Tapos, tiningnan yung timeline. Kung kinakailangang ipa-identify ang certain pictures, etc., etc., itatanong kung bakit nandoon siya, yung kanyang employment. And dahil may mga injuries din na nasustain, ibig sabihin, we will have to coordinate with our medical legal division experts, mga doctors, para ma-examine siya. All of this so far have been done. As we speak now, nasa labas yung mga agents with the complainant in order to do validations doon sa mga binabanggit niyang lugar.
Sir, pwede ba umabot sa pagsabpina kala Rian Ramos at Michelle D?
Okay, binanggit ko po kanina yan. Hypothetically, subpoenas may be sent later on. Kasi po ang proseso ng NBI, the reason why you send a subpoena to a respondent is number one, for them to be notified that there is an investigation being conducted by the NBI, for them to know kung anong klaseng investigation to. Number two, for them to be confronted of the nature of the allegations and the evidence collected. So sa ngayon, kung wala pa tayong ebidensya, hindi pa tayo makakapag-subpoena. Later on, in the event that we are able to gather sufficient evidence, kinakailangang mapadala ng subpoena para ma-notify din sila at mabigyan ng pagkakataong makapagbaliwanag.
Sir, we heard na gusto ng biktima kunin ang cellphone niya, motor niya. What if hindi ibigay? Ano
Okay,
po yan?
i-consider po natin yan. Pero before that, we will have to verify kung totoo yung mga statements na yan. Di ba? So, we will move later on depending on whether or not those statements are correct or not.
Okay. Sir, may sinasabi na involvement naman daw po ng Makati Police involved daw dito.
May nabanggit po siya at yan ay bine-verify lang natin.
Ano pong involvement din?
Well, supposedly, he was brought there for investigation dahil nadala siya dyan and later on, the police supposedly filed the case on inquest against him pero dinismiss naman ng prosecutor's office. So, kung gusto nyo namin malaman kung ano nangyari during the time that he was detained at the PNP.
Okay. Meron po bang bearing yung illegal detention niya sa jail?
Well, that is supposed to be a bearing, di ba? Kasi unang-una, pagka dinala mo kunwari yan sa NBI o sa PNP, by virtue of a complaint, unang i-determine mo kung yung kaso ba is cognizable by the agency where the person was actually turned over. Diba? Number two, kung halimbawang ipapa-aresto mo sa NBI yan o sa PNP yan, titignan natin yan if that would fall under the provisions of warrantless arrest under Rule 113, Section 5 ng Revised Rules of Court. Kinakailangan malaman natin yan. Pagpasok yan, titignan natin kung sufficient ang ebidensya and you have to file the case depending on the reglementary period of the crime na supposedly na-commit ng taong nireklamo. So yan, i-determine po natin lahat.
Sir, last na lang on my end. Yung dine-deny or sinabi po ng abogado ni Michelle D na wala daw serious illegal detention, possibly wala because doon naman nakatira o residente itong biktima.
Yan po ay ating i-consider. So, siyempre, titignan sabi ko po kanina, we will have to consider the timeline. The reason why he was there. Whether there was really restriction ng liberty. Pangapat, kinakailangan malaman natin kung anong elemento ng illegal detention, whether it be serious or not. All of this will actually take place during investigation.
Okay, how many people are involved dito? More dalawang
Parang yung dalawang minention na celebrities,
Okay.
saka certain Samantha, at saka mga bodyguards daw. Mga malalaking tao daw eh.
Attorney, balikan ko po sa Makati. Since yun nga po kasama rin sa titignan natin yun, posible rin po ba humingi tayo ng statement for the Makati City?
Of course, of course. Considering that there was an allegation of physical abuse and illegal detention, siyempre, bibigyan natin ng pagkakataon ng ating counterparts from the PNP to explain kung makikita natin na meron nga. Ganun po.
Napadala na po ba yung reklamo kila Rian Ramos?
Hindi pa po. Hindi pa po. Gaya ng binanggit ko kanina, you will be notified later on via subpoena. But considering that is all over the press now, in media, alam naman po nila na meron ng reklamo at merong investigation na ginagawa ang NBI.
Chief, meron na po ba kayo na-experience na residente pero nagkaso ng serious illegal detention?
Okay, magandang question yan. Yan ay dapat natin i-consider. Kasi unang-una, sabi ko nga, detention is when there is restriction of liberty. Normally, ganun po ang ating take kapag illegal detention cases.
Like kay Napoles, sir?
I wouldn't be able to answer that. No.
Pero sir, ang i-consider natin na residence niya dito is yung condo ni Ms. Rian, kung meron talaga siyang yung government.
Of course, we will have to check that. Considering that during sworn statement taking, we will have to ask kung anong real address niya, kung saan siya nagstay on a daily basis, di ba? At kung anong ginawa during the time of the detention. Kung ikaw ay nandoon, doon ka nga nakatira, pero hindi ka pinapayagang pumunta sa CR, o kaya bago ka suminga o umihi dyan, magpapaalam ka, we will have to consider all of those. For us to know kung meron nga talagang detention o merong restriction ng liberty. Ito po, lahat i-consider sa ating investigation.